Hello everybody, welcome back to the playthrough. We are on episode 32, and at the end of our previous episode we defeated the Elder. We claimed his head for a trophy, and we also got his special item, the Swamp Key, for our next biome. And yeah, it was a very interesting fight. Certainly wasn't that easy, but I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was quite an interesting fight. Quick check on the fermenter, that's still fermenting. We only just put it on not that long ago, so didn't think that'll be ready by now. Okay, just gotta clear out the inventory, and we do also at some point need to pop over and put the Elder's head on the boss stones. To be fair, that might be one of the first things that we do. And the end of our previous episode had to end rather abruptly, as I was recording the audio for it and didn't realise that I basically just stopped recording as soon as I got back after the Elder fight. So yeah, apologies for the very hastily made ending kind of card screen that I had to put on that one. It was it was very last second, that one. Now, I'm just quickly popping on my troll hide armor as I want the extra movement speed, so we can pop over and pop this trophy on the stone and grab his boss power. We might not grab it straight away, as it's not something I want to use straight away. It's a very specific boss power, but I will explain the power and what it does once we get there. But whilst we're going through the meadows, we might as well grab us some more raspberries and other good stuff on the way. We are also going to need to farm a bit more wood and some more fine wood. Once we make it into the swamp and actually start finding some of the swamp biome and exploring it, we are going to start gathering our next ores that we're going to need to smelt. So I think getting started on the coal burning now is probably a good option. Might as well start building our stocks of it whilst we can, at least whilst we're doing the initial exploration and stuff like that. And the other thing I wanted to mention as well is that this episode is going to run for about 45 plus minutes. Obviously I'm editing the footage currently and recording this, and I noticed that this episode was about 40 minutes long. The session was about 45 minutes of recording, and I didn't really want to split it into two episodes of 22 minutes, so this one's going to be a bit on the longer side. Let's just call it a special extended cut. There you go. We'll just call it that. That'll sort it out. Finding lots of raspberries, this is very beneficial. They're very nice. I'm guessing all these bushes that hadn't regrown on our last check have finally regrown now. Lots and lots of them. This is definitely what we were hoping for. But yeah, main goal is that we're heading over to the boss stones. We're going to attach the Elder's head to his stone and have a look at his boss power. It's a very, very specific one to do with wood cutting, so it's not something I'm going to grab straight away. But I'll try and make sure I use it at least once or twice throughout the playthrough, just so that you can see what it's like. I'll be honest, I've rarely ever used it when it comes to any other time I've played Valheim. In any of the other worlds I've used, it's oddly specific, and I don't ever really see myself needing to use it that much. Although, yeah, it is useful. I would say, make use of it if you can. But I've just been lazy in previous playthroughs and never actually used it like fully. So yeah, we'll try and get it in a couple of times in this playthrough, just so I can at least showcase what it's like. I think one thing I should do, although a good idea anyway, would be to have a portal specifically set up to the boss stones so that I can quickly pop back and forth instead of having to run all the way and then swap boss powers out. That would probably be a more effective way of using the boss powers. Because it's only a 20-minute cooldown, so it's not like we have to wait ages and ages to get it back again so we can use different ones. So I think that'd be a bit more effective use, but I don't know. We'll think about doing that. And here we are back at the boss stones. Oh, we're surrounded by creatures. Let's just avoid these, give them a bit of a wide berth. grab a few more raspberries. We found loads so far. I'm really happy with that. One thing we haven't seen yet with the boss heads when you stick them on these stones, I'm hoping we will see it at some point in the future, but we haven't seen it yet, is that sometimes you'll walk up, place a new boss head down or something like that, and the boss heads that you've currently got here will just start talking to you. They will say things to you. They don't say very much, and it's nothing too in-depth or anything, but yeah, it kind of caught me off guard the first time I saw it, because I was like, what the heck? This severed head is talking to me. Right, anyway, so we've now activated, or we haven't activated, we've now hung the Elder's head, and as we saw there, the boss power is with wood cutting. Now, it doesn't really give a huge amount of detail as to what it means when it just says faster wood cutting. I'm pretty sure what it does is it just doubles the damage that you do to trees when you're cutting them down with an axe. It just makes it a lot faster to cut trees down and to chop up the logs and get planks and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much the Elder's boss ability. Still works in the same way that the Eikthyr one does, which is it's a 20-minute cooldown after you first use it, and then it lasts for 5 minutes as well. That's the same for all the boss powers. But, yeah, that is the Elder's boss power in a nutshell. Haven't grabbed it straight away, although I'm probably going to end up regretting that at some point in this episode, because like I said at the start, we're going to need to cut down some more trees, get some more wood and some fine wood, so maybe I should have remembered to use it. That's my bad. But yeah, it's like I said, it's useful, but I don't know, I've just never really found myself using it too much. There's a couple of possibilities I've never really used that much. So yeah, hopefully at some point I will remember to use them a couple of times, so at least we get to showcase them and see what they're like. There's another one from the mountain as well that I rarely ever use, for those of you that know which one it is. Might as well start heading back now, crack on with some more things before we decide to start venturing out looking for swamp. I think when we go exploring for swamp, we're probably going to start from the Elder's Island, as that is the furthest away from our base that we've gone so far. So that'll be a good point to start exploring. We'll probably explore the Elder's Island a bit more as well. I'm going to take down a few of the deer as well and grab some more deer hide and stuff like that. We are going to need it. What do you want, Neck? Go away. But yeah, we'll start from the Elder's Island and we'll explore around there and see what we can find. Hopefully there might be a bit of swamp attached to it. I don't really know. Swamp is something that I have had to travel quite far to find in the past, but with random world generation you can get very fortunate with it. I'm still looking for what I consider, or what I call, the God Island, which is it's an island in the game that has nearly every single biome on it. Now, the reason why I say nearly every single biome is that with the introduction of Ashlands, especially with Ashlands being on the southern part of the world, it's not possible to find an island with every single biome on it. The Ashlands is completely separate from pretty much the rest of the world. I haven't seen, from what I've explored of it so far, I haven't seen any other biomes attached to it. So there is that to remember, but the God Island would be something that starts out with the meadows and ends up with plains, if not the Mistlands as well, which is... The Mistlands is the biome that we'll be doing before we go to the Ashlands. But yeah, I've only ever found a few biomes on one island, so maybe something like Black Forest Swamp and then a bit of plains or something like that, or a mountain as well. But yeah, I'd love to find something. I just call it the God Island because it's just an island that you could land on and pretty much do everything on. Don't get me wrong, I won't expect there to be every single boss summoning item on the island. Some of them are very, very far away. The plains boss is usually located very, very far out, and it's usually in a very awkward place as well. Like I've never had any luck with the plains boss. He's always been a mile away from the island or the bit of plains I'm exploring at the time. So yeah, hopefully we might get lucky in this one, maybe. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'd just love to find an island like that. Set up a little base on there and be like, this is the God Island. It's got every single biome on it. Even if it's only a small part. Oh, we're getting close to night time, and we're almost home as well, so probably going to sleep through the night. We'll stick some... we'll probably knock the smelters down and turn them into charcoal kilns and get them going. I'm liking our little base. It's growing nicely. It's got some nice amenities. I like our little garden as well. Like I said, with the garden, I am going to leave those raspberry bushes untouched. I know it's quite a regular amount of raspberries that I could gather frequently, but I kind of like the way they look with the raspberries on them, so we are going to leave them untouched. Carrots are growing, they're all healthy, perfect. So when I was talking about them not having enough room, if you were to hover where I'm hovering over them there and it says carrot and then in brackets healthy, if it didn't have enough room, it would say this item does not have enough room to grow or something like that. But also the little green shoots coming out of the ground would be brown shoots. But again, like I said as well, after the other carrots grew, after the other plants around it had grown, though the ones that didn't have enough room would then have enough room, so they would eventually grow after a while. So you don't technically lose out, you just have to wait longer for a few of them. Still waiting on the fermenter. Come on, it's only been a day, so hopefully after we sleep through the night it should be ready soonish. Still not the swamp key, we're going to have to keep hold of that one. Oops, someone's out, another grayling's annoying our boar. Will you sod off? Stop making my boar attack the fence, they're damaging it. There we go, got him. At least it's only graylings attacking the fence and the boar for now. If it gets any worse, we definitely will have to build a wall around it. Or a better wall around it, should I say. Okay, let's sleep through the night. Day 37. At least I think it'll be day 37. Good morrow to thee. What are we doing? Done! Hooray! Oh, it's day 38. My bad. There we go. Minor healing mead, and we have 6 of them. There we go. Now, with the minor healing meads, I like to place them on the hotbar just there, especially if we're going to use them. Say if we're going to a boss fight or if we're going to a new biome. I like to have them on the hotbar. You can just have them in your inventory, but as you might have seen in some situations, you'll probably saw it in the Elder fight as well. I tried to open my inventory and eat some food in the middle of that fight. It takes a bit of time. It's not the greatest way of doing it. I would usually say you can do that with your potions as well, but I would usually say it's better to have them on your hotbar because then you can just use on your controller, you can use your D-pad to kind of scroll along to the potion, activate it by pressing up on the D-pad, and then scroll back to your weapons. So, yeah, I just prefer having them on the hotbar. Same with my weapons and tools and stuff like that. Alright, just going to fill up these charcoal kilns, get them going. Going to need lots and lots of coal, so we're going to have to crack on with the production. We've got a fair bit of wood already, but we will need a lot more than that. I think I've mentioned this already as well, but with ores and building stuff, as you're progressing through the game, the amount of them that you'll need will grow. So, as you saw with our bronze armor, I think it was only 5 bronze bars per piece that we needed. But and then I think the next level you need 10, and the level after that you need 20. So it does grow exponentially when it comes to the amount of metal that you need for your next level of armors, like as you're going through the game. So yeah. But the good thing is you don't need to gather 2 amounts of metal to smelt into 1, so that should save you a bit of time. And what I'm doing at the minute is I'm just going around with these standing torches, because we've got a lot of resin in our inventory or in our storage. I'm just going around to all these standing torches and refilling their resin. The same thing that we have to do with all our campfires and stuff is to keep refilling them so they keep burning and keep the place lit. Usually it's just a good way of keeping your resin amount down. It does use a fair bit. I think it's 4 resin is a maximum per standing torch. So if you're gathering a lot of it, if you're not finding a use for it, then you can cut down the amount. As you saw there, we've gotten rid of 1 stack already, so that's pretty good. So we're doing on food. There's not much we can craft right now. We've got pretty much everything we're going to want for going into the swamp. Swamp does increase, it does get quite difficult in the swamp, or it can be quite difficult in the swamp. There's a lot of new mechanics and a lot of new things that you kind of have to pay attention to, so you do have to be quite careful when you're in the swamp. what we're doing now is we're going to make some poison resistance potions. Now, the resistance potions work different to the health potions. The resistance potions give you, I believe, it's 10 minutes of resistance to whatever element it is that you're taking. So we're making poison resistance. Now, that is one of the main things with the swamp, is that you will see a lot of poison in the swamp. There's quite a few things that can poison you, but it's not just the fact that you'll see it more, but it's also the fact that the poison is a lot more dangerous. It hits a lot harder. It lasts for a lot longer and it hits a lot harder. It can be quite dangerous, so you do need to be aware with poison in the swamp. And what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to knock down the boat, but it keeps trying to drift back out into the water. Now, the reason why I keep trying to ground it before breaking it down is that if your items, the items you use to build the boat, there's a few of them that will sink to the bottom of whatever water it's in when you knock it down. And if it's too deep, you won't be able to pick them up. I have had a few situations in previous playthroughs where I've knocked a boat down and the nails have sunk right to the bottom and I can't get them. Even with jumping off something and landing in the water to kind of dip under the water a little bit, it still wasn't enough to get those nails. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we're as close to the edge of the water as possible so that we can pick everything up once we fall through. Yep, we got them, perfect. We got our bronze nails, there we go. And the reason I'm doing this, I've mentioned it before, is that we are going to take this through the portal and rebuild it on the other side. It's to save us at least one leg of a journey of sailing to the Elders area. We have a portal going there, so we might as well take the boat with us through the portal and then build it on the other side. The nails aren't forbidden from being taken through portals, so yeah, we'll do it that way because it's quicker and easier. Now I'm going to start exploring and hopefully finding a swamp area. Just getting my rested buff quickly. Is it 14 minutes? Yes, it is, because we're up to comfort 7 now. But we probably won't start foraying into the swamp too much if we do find any, just because I want to avoid unnecessary deaths, and this is more of an exploration thing rather than we're going to go to the swamp thing. Although the whole purpose is to find some swamp biomes for us to start exploring. We hopefully want to find one that's big enough to have everything we need in it, but as long as we can find an initial one just to start exploring so I can showcase some of the creatures and stuff, that would be a nice way of doing it. So yeah, let's just head over to the coast. I think we grabbed some wood before we came out, so we should be able to pop the boat down straight away. Just heading to the southern part of the coast just so we've got a decent launch point. Oh hey, some blueberries. I'll grab those. Oh, that was an accident, I think. I don't think I meant to do that. Or did we? We might have meant to do that. Okay, maybe we did. I thought we were just going to build the boat, but I guess we're just running around exploring. Might as well use it while we're here, save some stamina. Quite a few tin deposits on this island. Not too bad. That deer is still taking a swim. Some more thistles, grab those. Oh hey, we got the sneak bonus on him. How we got the sneak bonus on him, I'll never know. He was right in front of us, but apparently he's off in his own little world. Oh, here's another grey dwarf spawner. Might as well take this down. Don't exactly need to take these down anymore, as we've now defeated the Elder. And we don't really need the ancient seeds anymore, but this is we're taking it down more to stop the annoyance of constantly spawning grey dwarfs. Especially now that we're in the area, they will just keep spawning. You tried to run away, but I'm not letting you. It might actually be worth finding some grey dwarf spawners, marking them on the map, and then just leaving them. Ooh, a copper deposit. And yes, because we'd want them in future, because grey dwarf eyes, obviously we need 20 of them per portal system that we set up, and we are probably going to have quite a lot of portals. So we're going to need a decent supply of Grey Dwarf eyes, and the spawners, because they keep constantly spawning, there isn't any kind of like prerequisite to make them spawn or anything. Probably a good idea to keep them going. So yeah, we might find a couple and mark them on the map. We've probably gathered enough of them already anyway, so I wouldn't say it's hugely needed, but we could think about doing that if we do get to a desperate point where we're running low on Grey Dwarf eyes. Oh, hello. Oh, perfect. There we go. Swamp right in front of us. And you can see the difference in the trees as well. They're very rotten and thin and spiky. Swamp, hello. Oh, the skeletons. There are lots of skeletons in the swamp. They are a native to the swamp, so you will see them out and about. Don't really need them in their bones because we have a lot of bone fragments, but they are a native here. There is a new type of tree in the swamp as well called the Ancient Tree. And as you can see as well, there's lots of water. These, like you can see those little like ripple effects coming out from the water. These are leeches. Oh my god, that's a 2-star leech. Let's get the heck away from him and try and take him out on the coast. Let's not walk into him. So these guys do poison you when they melee attack, but they will also do a fair bit of damage. Especially that 2-star. He would probably one-shot us. Ah, here's another one. So these are Draugr. These are basically skeletons because they are undead Draugrs. I'm not sure how else you pronounce that name. I don't think Draugr is the right name. Now they have a couple of different variants. They have a variant which is just holding a sword, they have a sword and shield, and they have this guy in front of us here where they are bow users. But yeah, Draugrs are basically just undead. They kind of shamble along, but once they've spotted you, they will start running. They can move a bit quick, so be careful with those. They can swarm as well. They are, you know, once you've attracted one, you've probably got a couple nearby that have noticed you as well. Kill that leech. Okay, so the Draugrs drop entrails, and the leeches will drop something called a blood bag. We need both of these, so we're going to have to kill quite a few of those whilst we're wandering the swamp. Just trying to work out what we can drop. There we go, there's a blood bag. We've got a couple of new mead bases. We can make a red banner. Oh, we have access to the medium healing potion. That's useful. Here is a stone. Might as well get this text. Oh, that's quite a lot. We'll leave that up for a few seconds so people can read it. Yeah, welcome to the swamp. Wow, really surprised we found it that early. This can't be that big of a swamp biome then if it's attached to the Elders Island. Oh, there's another Draugr. Oh, he's changed his mind. He's running away from us now. Where are you going? It's almost like he thinks we're here, but we're not here, but we are here. So we'll just shoot him and set him on fire. Down you go, sunshine. Oh, what's that in front of me? Oh no. Pick up his entrails. Entrails are used for a specific food item, a very, very good food item that we're going to want lots of. So we're gonna kill a lot of Draugr in the swamp, so we don't need to worry too much about farming them to get the entrails. But the entrails are very useful, as are the blood bags. They're used in a lot of different recipes. There's that 2-star leech. Oh, it's so dangerous. I'm really shocked we found a 2-star leech straight away. Right, here's some more Draugr shambling through the swamp. Honestly, it's like Walking Dead over here. Oh god, there's a third one. This is what I mean. Oh, there's a fourth one. This is what I mean. They can swarm you quite quickly. One of the things about how dangerous they are. Now, luckily enough... Oh, ow, he hit me. You can parry them. Oh god, he hit me again. You can parry them. I'm not doing a very effective job at showcasing this, but you can parry them. There we go, taken down. Still taking a few swings to take them down. They aren't horrifically dangerous, but kind of similar with Grey Dwarfs, but with a lot more danger, is that if they start swarming you, they will kill you. There's a lot of them. They can hit very hard if they hit repeatedly. It's just something to be aware of. I'm using my bow to take these leeches out because I'm really worried about that 2-star leech. Oh god, I'm out of arrows. Oh, that's not good timing. Try and hit him on the... If we could stand on the shore and hit him, we might be able to avoid getting bitten. There's 4 of them, I think. Yeah, there's 2 over there. No, 2 in front of me. There's 1 to the left and 1 to the right. But the one I'm most concerned about is that 2-star. I think we'll just leave them for now. It's a bit dangerous for us to be trying to take this on this early, especially considering we don't have our bronze armor on us. We've come out with the troll hide. I wasn't expecting to find swamp this quickly. I'm talking about let's go on a big swamp exploration session and then we walk into a swamp straight away. It's very, very fortunate. Yeah, I'm just going to venture a little deeper, just to explore a little bit more, see what we can find. Now, one thing you might have noticed, if you look at the top right of our screen, you'll notice we've got the wet buff, but the countdown isn't ticking downwards. It's constantly raining in the swamp, no matter what time of day you're here. Whether there's a storm, whether it's, you know, good weather, bad weather, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Day or night, it's always raining in the swamp, so you will always be wet. Tell you what, we're going to take down one of these ancient trees as well. Might as well gather some of the new wood type. There is a new wood type from these ancient trees. You'll probably guess. It's called ancient wood. I want to gather a bit of this to start off with. It's used in a couple of different recipes, but the main recipe it is used in... Oh, we can build our bonfire now. Fantastic. The main recipe it is used in is the next level of boat, and that is something I want to prioritize doing straight away, is building that next level of boats, because it's going to make life 10 times easier for us as we progress through the game. Just makes life a lot easier. Oh, hello, top left of our screen, that green blob that's moving around there. That is another type of enemy. This one will poison us if it attacks us. There you go, it does that kind of like gaseous emission as its attack. Oh god, there's a second one. Now these guys, these blobs, are weak to blunt damage, so these are one of the main reasons why I built the mace. Poison can be very dangerous. There we go, we've got ooze. We picked up ooze from them. We can craft something called an ooze bomb. There are other recipes that use ooze, but it's not that many, so I wouldn't... Again, it's not something you need to prioritize killing them in order to farm lots of it, but it does have uses. Yeah, the leeches and the slimes... Excuse me, I need to clear my throat. Yeah, the leeches and the slimes are the two, or the oozes are the two creatures that can poison you in the swamp, and they can be quite dangerous because the poison does last, I think it's about 20 seconds, and it does hit a lot harder than any of the poison sources you'll have seen so far. So like, it's not like the bees or the Grey Dwarf Shaman. The poison effect from the oozes or from the blobs and from the leeches is dangerous. It can hit very hard. Oh, we are back into Black Forest. So yeah, not a massive swamp biome, but at least there's enough of it here for us to explore and have a bit of a showcase of it. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, that is incredibly beneficial. Look at our minimap, top right of our screen. You can see the little white bag that's just appeared. It's in the undiscovered location. I think I've just noticed it in the game as well. I cannot believe we found him. So that white bag on our minimap, once we get there, that's the merchant. That's Haldor. Jesus. Blummin' Christ, that is incredibly fortunate. We found Swamp and the Merchant within, what, 10 minutes? Yes, it is. It's the Merchant. Hello, Haldor. Hi there. Oh, he's got a Lox with him, with his big cart. There we go. There are his wares, all the different things he offers. Fishing rod, fishing bait, a thunderstone, Ymir flesh, a circlet, and Meginord. Now, Meginord, I don't know how he's supposed to pronounce this. I used to play a game called Path of Exile. If any of you have heard it, you might have heard of this item. There's a belt on that game called Meginord's Girdle, which gives you a stupid amount of health. So my instinct is to call it Meginord's Girdle, or Meginord's Belt. So that item acts very similar to... It's kind of like an accessory item that you put on and it increases your carry weight. That is the main thing that we want from Haldor, the merchant, right here. Now, he will be permanently marked on our map, but I am going to set up a portal system for this island as well, just as a quick way to get here, so we don't have to run through the swamp every time we come back, or we don't have to sail here. It's another Grey Dwarf spawner. Might as well take these guys down and take it out now. But yeah, this is Haldor the Merchant is where we get our fishing baits and stuff like that. Oh, a brute. Get parried. Got no stamina to attack you. Ouch. So yeah, we get fishing bait, we get the Thunderstone and the Ymir flesh, which are two very useful items a bit later on in the game. Don't need them just yet, so we'll probably save up our currency or our coins in order to buy those. But you can, so if you've noticed, a lot of the stuff we picked up, like the amber pearls, the amber, the rubies from like dungeons and chests and stuff like that, you can sell them at Haldor. All you have to do is have them in your inventory, and then I believe you click your right stick on the controller, and that will sell every Well, it sells them by stack, but it will sell your valuable items to him, and he'll give you the gold exchange for them. The gold coins, sorry. I'm so glad we found him this quickly. That is absolutely amazing. It was really good luck, that. I've had so many playthroughs on Valheim where it's taken me hours and hours and days to find Haldor. Like, I'd go through 4 or 5 different biomes. I'd be in the plains or the mountain or something like that before finding him. So I'm really happy we found him this quickly. That's so beneficial. From the one episode of killing the Elder to the next episode of finding Swamp and the Merchant. That's so beneficial. Look at that, he's on this tiny little spit of land. Okay, pop the boat back in the water, and we might as well sail or start sailing back now that we've found this. We've got a quick way of getting here. Elder Portal is right there, so we can always just sail back and forth between the two of them. And we are, like I said, we are going to stick up a portal for Haldor as well, because we're going to need to come back here. I'm really happy we found that. That's such a beneficial little exploration that was. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot more to the swamp, and we will need to find more of it and explore it a lot more in depth, but I think as a bit of a taster to the swamp, that was a pretty good little biome there. It wasn't anything too major, but I did get to showcase some of the creatures and some of the stuff that you can pick up from there, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. John, I think I'm not going to head back to the Elder's Portal, and I'm just going to go straight back home from here. We do have a full inventory, so yeah, we'll head home for now, and then we'll start looking at getting portal systems and stuff set up. We are going to want our own swamp portal as well, but I don't think I'll set it to that swamp area there. I think we'll do a bit more exploring and hopefully find another swamp island somewhere, and we'll have a portal set up to that one. Not much point having a portal set up to that swamp when the Elder's Portal is literally right next to it. Just kind of wasting portals at that point. So happy with that. We have a Draugr trophy as well, a Draugr head. Not really used for anything other than decorative purposes, but still, we have one. They're always useful. Always useful, sorry, they're always, there's always a chance of them being dropped. I think pretty much every creature in the game can drop a head as a trophy. It's only that there's a few of them that actually get used for certain things. Now that we're sailing back, there is one thing that I'm going to do, especially because we're coming up to night time, is I'm going to be continually shifting the viewpoint around the boats and around our surrounding area, because yep, we've just hit night time. Especially if we hit the ocean, we might encounter a sea serpent. Don't really have anything on us to take him on right now if we did encounter one, but it'd be nice to see one just to kind of show what they are and what they're like. But oh god, it's a bit stormy. Almost tipped our boat over. I don't think we have any arrows left. I think we actually ran out of arrows in the swamp, so we wouldn't be able to fight a sea serpent at all, so we'd pretty much just have to outrun it the whole time. But it'd be nice to see one. I have hinted at them a couple of times, so it'd be nice to just have one to showcase and be like, this is a sea serpent, they are nasty. Like, stay away from these until you've got decent enough level to fight them. Yeah, we are pretty much just going to head home. There isn't much, there isn't much more we can do at the minute. We haven't come out equipped for what we're doing at the minute. We haven't brought out another portal. There's a lot of stuff that I should be doing that I'm just continually forgetting. Like, I'm not bringing out portals, didn't bring my armor set, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just don't think... Oh, hello, is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Ah, perfect. Don't think we've seen these yet. I think this is our first time seeing these. So this random little island that's out in the literal ocean, this isn't an island. Well, it is an island, but it isn't. It's actually a giant sea turtle. This thing that we're pulling up to now, there we go, jump on his back. This is a sea turtle. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't see anything that kind of gives away that it's a sea turtle, but there are a few things, or there's one thing that we need from this thing. These abyssal barnacles here. Pull your pickaxe out, start whacking them. You will break them off at the back, and there you go. We've got some chitins. We can make ourselves a razor, which is a knife or a dagger, and a harpoon. You can use the harpoons to fight the sea serpents. I've never done it in Valheim because I've watched someone do it and I thought it was a bit clanky and a bit awkward to do, so I've never really used it myself. But you can fight a sea serpent with a harpoon. Maybe we'll look at doing that. This is how you can tell it's some kind of sea creature, and I'm just guessing sea turtle because it's got a giant shell on its back, but you can see all the water that's kind of splashing around and stuff by the edges. That means that the turtle is sinking. It knows you're digging stuff off its back and it's sinking, it's going to swim away. Now you can't watch it swim away, it's literally just going to sink into the ocean and disappear. But I think we got lucky enough as we were making our way over to this guy. There he is, he's disappearing. Goodbye, Mr. Sea Turtle. We'll see you again soon. Ah, yes, we did. There's another one right over there. I'm going to farm some of the chitin or the chitin, or however the heck you're supposed to say that word. I'm going to farm some of it. We might as well get some stocks of it, but I don't really use it, if I'm completely honest with you all. I've never really used it that much. Chitin. It's a shard of crustacean shell. And like I said, you can make a dagger, an abyssal razor, and you can... Oh, there's two next to each other. Oh, it must be a family. And yeah, and you can make a harpoon with it as well, which you can use to fight a sea serpent. But again, I've never really used it, so I don't really put much stock into making it. But if you see these guys in the ocean, you can sail up to them, jump on their back, start farming some of that chitin or chitin or whatever it's called, the abyssal barnacles. Now, I don't know, there's nothing else you can actually get from these as far as I'm aware. You can't fight them. You can't even really see that they're a turtle. The reason why I guess that they're a turtle is just because they have this large shell and they seem to disappear after a while. But yeah, there could be a completely different type of sea creature that I don't know of. I've never really seen before, but if I was to hazard a guess, I would say this is a sea turtle, like a giant sea turtle. But yeah, you basically just get these abyssal barnacles from them. There's nothing else on there. Maybe a small tree that you might be able to cut down, but it wouldn't exactly be very useful, would it? But they will just randomly appear as you're sailing around. Is he sinking? Oh, he's not sinking. Oh, it looked like he was. No, he's not. No, he's not. So the water isn't splashing around the edges. Or is it? Oh, now he is. Yeah. Yep, there's another one sinking. Yeah, those are sea turtles. That's pretty much the only use for them. There isn't really much else that they do. When we have our next level of boat, I usually refer to them as obstacles, because that's literally pretty much all they do. Once you've farmed a bit of chitin from their back, you don't really need much more from them. So they just literally spawn in front of you and get in the way when you're trying to sail around. That's pretty much their only use after this. Hopefully they add some more uses for them in future, or like make them do something else. Maybe you can even fight one. I don't know. Hopefully, like, that would be another biome that I wish they'd take a bit more advantage of, which is the ocean. We have a sea serpent that we can fight, and we have these guys, and obviously some fishing that we can do. But I wouldn't mind them expanding on the ocean biome a bit more. I think if they were to do that, then they should work on the swimming mechanic, because I think your stamina drains a bit too quick, and your health drains a bit too quick when you're in water. It basically teaches you that, you know, you shouldn't really be in water that much. Even if you were to level up your stamina, you'd still... You know, it doesn't drain that much slower when it's leveled up, so I think that should be worked on as well if they wanted to make like the ocean a proper biome. But I quite like it as is, just sailing around. Just gotta make sure we keep our eyes open just in case. Usually at night time when these sea serpents spawn, because they can spawn at night time, and they can also spawn in a storm, so it doesn't have to be night time. If it's stormy, and you can usually tell when it's stormy on the ocean because you'll be being thrown about by huge waves, they sometimes spawn there as well. Or they can spawn there as well, so that's like the two requirements for them to spawn, one or the other. You can have both as well. You can have a storm at night time. Oh, what's that? Oh no, I'm looking at the mast of the boat. That was silly. Did we see something in the distance there? I can't tell. Am I just being paranoid? I think oh no, I'm just changing direction for the wind, I think. Yeah, the boat's durability is okay. It looks like I can see something in the water there, but I can't... Oh, no, it is. Okay. It's Mr. Sea Serpent. They're pretty massive. There he is. Watch him. There we go. Whenever they see you for the first time and they get close enough, they will do that. They'll kind of just raise up out of the water and screech at you, and then they'll do this. They'll follow you along trying to attack your boat. And they will keep damaging your boat until it's destroyed, and they do hit fairly hard as well. We need to be really careful because the carve doesn't have a huge health bar. Fortunately enough, we're going fast enough so that every time he stops to kind of bite us, we get far enough away that it doesn't actually hit. But yeah, we do need to be very careful. Now we can keep sailing along, and I think if we get into another biome, he might lose interest and swim away. Sometimes they will keep following you. You can be in the meadows or the Black Forest and they'll keep following. Sometimes you'll even park your boat up on the shore and jump out of the boat and he'll still be there. And then sometimes they'll just swim away. Sometimes they will just disappear. Sometimes they won't even notice you and they'll just turn around and swim off. So it can be a bit of a pain. If you want to fight them, I would highly recommend reducing the boat's speed and then obviously getting off the oar and using your bow and arrow to shoot it. You can't really get in the water and fight it. That's one of the issues with it. There we go, I think he's lost interest now. We've sailed far enough away. He's just turned around and swam off. He might stick around, he might not. I'm not too sure. And I'm not really sure how the despawning works when it comes to serpents and creatures in Valheim. So he might stick around in this area. Maybe we'll see him again in future, maybe not. But it won't be long before we can actually feel confident enough to fight one of these. I'd probably say the next level of bow and arrow plus the next level of boat is like my benchmark for finding these guys. And they do drop a few useful items as well that we will want, so we'll definitely be taking them on a bit later on in the playthrough. But as we were in the ocean and it was nighttime, I'm glad that we saw one just so I could showcase them. You can usually tell by obviously their long, sneaky, serpenty bodies, but also by the green kind of glowing bits that they have on them as well. You can spot them from there. Oh god. Ah, we've grounded ourselves again. Of course we did. Let's get off this sand. Come on. The shore is right there. Wouldn't it be funny if we woke up in the morning and he was right by the coast of our base, just attacking our boats? That would not be nice. Although I'd probably try and oh no, you can't box them in. Imagine if you could box them in and just have like a sea serpent pen. Taming a sea serpent to ride, that would be cool. Okay. Let's go dump some stuff in our chests. Get rid of the ancient wood. We don't need that just yet, but we'll pop it in there. Drop the new head in there, put the stuff in there. We're going to need to take that valuable stuff with us when we eventually go back to the merchant and build the portal there. We're going to need to sell our valuable stuff and buy the items that we want straight away. I'll try and explain the items when we actually get them, instead of trying to take you through a big list of them all right now. It did just take us too long to explain each and every one of their uses, whereas I can just kind of explain them to you when we actually use them. We're going to use the majority of the stuff he sells. Not all of it, but the majority of it. Poison resist is still fermenting. Dump all of these. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We've got our 3 new food items. The ooze that we got from the blobs. Their main use is the ooze bombs, but you can also use them for... Oh, what's it called? There is a food item, some kind of shake or something. It's some kind of drink item that you can make a bit later on. It's a food item. So they can be used for food as well, so killing off those blobs is a good thing when you see them. You just need to be careful they don't poison you. Unless, of course, you've got the poison resist potion, then you're absolutely fine. Poison is not worrying. If you've got a poison resist potion, it barely hurts and it lasts for about 4 seconds, so really not a worry if you've got the poison resist on. You just need to be careful if you don't have it on. Especially if you're on low health, it will probably tick down until it kills you. There we go, there's the Abyssal Razor and the Harpoon. There's a fair bit of damage, to be fair. It's not that lower level of an item, but again, I don't really want to use the Harpoon or the Dagger. It's not really something I'm using too much. I'd imagine with the Harpoon you can use, you can like throw it at something and pull it in maybe. I imagine that's probably like the main reason for it, is to harpoon the serpent and then drag it to the shore, because there are some items that the serpent drops that will just sink straight away, so fighting them in the ocean is a bit of a pain. So sometimes you might have to drag them to the shore. Depends on how much you actually want to get the items from it. The main item that it drops that you need from it, you don't have to worry about it sinking. It floats, so we're okay with that. Okay, we pretty much seem to have crafted majority of things that we can craft currently. Grab some arrows because we need those. We are getting pretty close to the end of this recording session. Got a few more minutes before we call it a day. Just gonna do a bit more housework. Might be worth at some point going off and farming a bit more copper and tin so that we can upgrade our weapons and armor, weapons and shield and stuff a bit more. There we go. Here's our bonfire that we can now build. This is something I want to place in the middle of this room. You don't have to have one of these. I just like them because they're very thematic and they look pretty cool. And they also don't go out when it's raining, so you don't have to have them. I just like them. Something I usually do with this crafting room that I build this kind of big, like, circular-ish room, and then I stick a big bonfire in the middle of it. You just need 5 of each type of wood, apart from standard, and then you need a circling core. Go. 3, 2, 1. Pop down the pile right in the center. Probably the most ideal. There it is. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to stick some wood on it. Don't have any. Let's go get some more. Where's the standard wood? Is it in here? Yeah, there it is. Just grab a stack of that for now. Come on, come on, come on. And there's our bonfire. Look how massive that is. Nice big bonfire. Doesn't go out in the rain. Quite big logs on it as well. Obviously gives us the passive benefits of a fire, so it will dry us out if it is ever raining and we get wet inside. I believe you can also sit next to it and get the comfort rested bonus. Oh. Bugger off, Mr. Greyling. Thank you. Leave them alone. The piggies do not want your help. If there was a way to make the pigs actually stay rather than just having them in a pen, then I'd probably use them to defend the base when I'm not around, but I know that as soon as I take one of the fence panels down, they'll just try and escape and run away. I don't know if they'll run away, but they'll stay in the local area, but they won't be reliable enough. Like, they won't be nearby. Some of them will wander quite far. Oh god, there's another one. Bloody greens. Stop it. Leave my fence alone. I have to run some repairs on this fence fairly soon. Okay, getting pretty close to the end now, I think. Not a huge amount left for us to do in today's session. It's been a very good one. I've really enjoyed today's session. We've got plenty of progression forward. Finding the merchant and the swamp was amazing. We'll probably head back up there if we need to grab some more circling cores in that Black Forest biome. And there's our elder that we've defeated. So yeah, I think we'll call the episode here. So thank you everybody for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. It's a bit longer than usual. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode.